The objective of this lesson is to teach you how to use the lesson builder in TaskStream to be able to write lesson plans. I'm not going to teach you how to write a lesson plan. I'm going to teach you how to use TaskStream to write a lesson plan. The teaching of how to write a lesson plan will actually take place in class. So let's go through the process of how to use TaskStream's lesson builder to write a lesson plan. First thing you want to do is log into TaskStream. You're at your home page. It looks much like this, probably like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on Lessons, Units, and Rubrics. You can see these tabs across the top. The one I want today is Lessons, Units, and Rubrics. Brings you to the Lesson Builder, the Unit Builder, and the Rubric Wizard. I'm going to go to the Lesson Builder because today we're going to learn how to write a lesson. What you're going to do is enter in a title for your new lesson. I'm going to call this Addition of Fractions with Like Denominators. You want to make sure that you name your lesson in such a way that you can easily identify it when you're looking through a list of lessons. The format you're going to use will be the SUNY Potsdam Custom Lesson. That format is what you need to use in EDUC 310 and in EDUC 308. As for social studies and special needs, speak to your instructor and find out which they prefer for their classes. But for math methods and for any lessons you're going to teach in the field, you must use the SUNY Potsdam Custom Lesson format. Next, I'm going to click on Create New Lesson. You can see that my name has automatically been entered, and you can see that grade 5 was entered. My name is entered because it will automatically default to your name. If you want to include another person in your lesson plan, if you're writing it in partners, you can click on the author button and change that to have both names. The reason it selected grade 5 is because the last lesson plan I wrote was for grade 5. If I wanted grade 5, I could leave it as is. If I don't want grade 5, I click on grade level. It brings up a lot of checkboxes. I can unselect grade 5 and select any grade which I feel is appropriate for my lesson. This particular lesson is appropriate for grade 5, so I'm going to save and close window. Next box I'm going to click on is the Objectives box. The Objectives box is a text box, as are most of the buttons that you're going to click on and enter information into when you're using the TaskStream Lesson Builder. You can see in the upper part of this dialog box, you've got a tan box. That tan box has a descriptor of what it is I want you to put in that dialog box. For example, with the objectives, I want you to describe the purpose of the learning experience. I want you to tell me what the students will know and be able to do as a result of the activity. I want your objectives to relate very closely to the standards that you choose. I want you to start your lesson objectives with the words, the students will. Then I want you to include the verbs of doing math. Because I want you to not just say the students will know how to add fractions with like denominators, I want you to be able to measure how they'll know it. So the students will explain and justify the process for adding fractions with like denominators while using fraction circles to build and model the addition sentence. So you can see I've started with the students will, that's the behavioral part of your objective. Explain, justify, build, model, those are all verbs of doing math. Once I am happy with what I have, I can spell check by clicking on the ABC button. There are no spelling errors. And then I can save and close window. When I do that, it's saved to my lesson plan. It's also saved to TaskStream server. It doesn't matter if the power goes out right now, I've got this saved. The other button I really want to show you today is the standards button, because all of these other buttons really are text boxes, and entering text in one box is the same as another, so they'll all be pretty much the same as objectives. When I go down here to standards, what it's going to do is ask me which kind of standards I'd like. Do I want state, national, International standards? Well, for the sake of SUNY Potsdam and EDUC 310, I want state standards. I specifically want New York State standards, and furthermore, I want the New York State core curriculum updated. Once you're there, mathematics, and I told you it was a grade 5 lesson, so I'm going to go into grade 5. New York State standards for mathematics, regardless of which grade level you choose, are all laid out the same way. You've got these 10 standards, these 10 strands in every grade level. The first 5 are what we call the process strands. So the process strands are the hows. How are they going to do it? Are they going to communicate? Are they going to reason? Are they going to represent? Are they going to problem solve? The last 5 are the content strands. That's the what of mathematics. Are they going to add? Are they going to do geometry or algebra? Are they going to measure? Are they going to do probability? Will they find the mean, the median, the mode? This is the what. Those are the content strands. In every lesson plan you write for my class, I expect for you to include something from the process strands and something from the content strands. Now, I told you that it was grade 5. We're doing addition of fractions. That's an operation, so I know that that's where I want to go. When I read through these, I see that the second one best identifies what I want the students to do. They'll understand meanings of operations and procedures. I want them to understand that. So when I come in here, I see that this particular one, use a variety of strategies to add and subtract fractions with like denominators, best explains what I want students to do. I also want to have them add other things. I want more strands. I want a process strand. So if you look up here, the strand I'm in is number sense and operations. I don't want that one. I want a process strand. I want a communication strand because I want them to be able to explain and justify. I want them to communicate their mathematical thinking coherently, so I want this level. And the next one I look at, I want this one here because I want them to share their ideas through manipulation of objects. I've selected that one there. I'm going to click Save and Return to Lesson. When I do that, the standards that I just entered are here. There's the one from my content strand. There's the one from my process strand. Remember, I want something from content and process in every lesson plan. The only other place that you might need some help with the understanding of how to use TaskStream to write your lesson is in the Teach Model, Guided Practice, or Independent Practice, or you could put it in the Instructional Materials place. All 3 or all 4 of these are going to work the same way. I'm going to go into the Teach Model. The Teach Model is the part of your lesson plan where you're going to actually do some teaching to the students, helping them understand. You can see that the box here says list the step-by-step instructions or directions for you to follow. Be sure to include worked out examples, what it is you'll be doing to teach your model for students. You're going to put a step-by-step list in here so that the students can follow. The one piece that I want to show you is the attachments. If you have an assignment that you want the students to work on, then what you want to do is you want to click on the attachment tab and upload that assignment. You cannot tell me in the lesson plan the students will work on a worksheet if you have not identified the worksheet. So you're going to upload that worksheet here and click Add File, very much the same as you would for any other lessons or attachments. That's the long and short of writing a lesson plan. Once you do this, you're going to submit your lesson plan for evaluation, but that will be in a different video. So there's your lesson building in TaskStream.